Hi everyone, welcome to Soaring Alignment. I'm Julie.
And I'm Denise. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, we're so happy to be here again. As usual, Denise and I have a little mini catch up beforehand and a good laugh. So
Yeah.
we're in form for you today. Yeah, and do you want to share a bit about what's been happening with you?
Yeah. Okay. So, what I feel like now we're in Mercury retrograde, and a lot of people always freak out a little bit about it, about everything that could happen with the electric devices or the computers and the phones. But I really, really honestly like it and love it. And I might have mentioned it the very first time in our first video. We're both actually born under Mercury retrograde. So for me personally, it really opens up even more the vision and the veils are lifting so strongly now anyway. But yeah, I've been like the sessions and the visions I'm getting are so exquisite. I love it. It's also more and more the last few days. I feel like it's sometimes so surreal that you feel like you're in different dimensions at the same time. And I know a few of my friends, and you included, are talking about the same experience. So that has been
It's so
quite
true.
interesting, isn't it? And it's,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Well, I mean, when I go for my morning walks, it just feels very, I can't even describe. Sometimes I'm like, am I dreaming? Is this even real? It just feels like a hologram, like just not, yeah, not really
yeah,
there.
interesting, isn't it? It's definitely, and yeah, and then sometimes even different timelines pop in, and it's good to pay attention, even if you don't experience that at home, you guys. If you don't experience it that way, but maybe it's because your attention is set differently at the moment. So don't be surprised when after listening to this, you might feel it stronger as well, because of course, we work like tuning forks by listening to all of this. It will trigger something inside of you. And what we got
Yeah,
7 planets in retrograde now, so it's really good to we go again really over the old stuff, and inwards journeys are very important. Clear communication.
that's right. Yeah, and I think it's always like I think like you mentioned with the Mercury retrograde, it's a good opportunity to like just revise that view of what retrogrades are because it's just a normal part of the cycle. There's nothing negative or anything like that. It's just an opportunity to go inwards to review things um, and yeah, to enjoy that process of going inwards because we're so used to being outwardly focused and seeking perhaps advice externally or seeking things from outside of us when everything is already within us. So,
Mm,
to really go with that as well.
very good point. Very good point. I've certainly done it the last few days already as well. And it's that really inwards journey. And instead of having stimulation all the time, to really honor what we really truly need and to listen to that.
Yeah, exactly. That's really great. Thanks for sharing.
Mm.
Yeah. Um,
And also another thing, I mean, with this one coming up, there's quite often that we have little visitors. I got this beautiful Camelite one today in my
that's
lap.
beautiful.
And
Yeah.
this one really feels like it. Anyway, it assists us with the alignment and of our auric field, and it feels like really grounding us in, and just a subtle, strong energy, bringing forth, yeah, like the harmony again. Bringing
Mm,
it into balance and harmony is really what comes up for me a lot.
yeah. No, I mean, what you just said about grounding and just because it can be a bit like you can well if you are experiencing what in the same way that Denise and I've been describing about not almost like being in two worlds, it's a good thing to be out in nature and breathe and all that to bring yourself back because that's to just come back into ourselves and because that's when we can act from a really empowered position. Otherwise, if we're off with the fairies and not quite here, it's yeah, it's more difficult to take right action as such. So to coming back into your heart space and anything that is nature-based and being outside and things like that, looking at the clouds, trees really help with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the walks and seeing the ocean.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, should we do some cards?
I think so. Yeah, let's do that and we see where we go from here. Perfect.
Right, good idea. So I'll start with the tarot as per usual. So let's just see what cards. Message for everyone today. Message for the month ahead. So we had 3 cards come out, so I'll show you all in a minute. But you see that?
Yeah, I can.
The lighting. Okay, great. So we've got Justice card, and Justice card can be about, you know, legal matters and things like that, but it's also about things coming back into balance. And that's what it feels like. Funnily enough, like I'm just getting into the feeling that I'm receiving, and also at the same time, it's like, yeah, we're moving into Libra season as well, which is all about balance. And you know, so this is, I think, Justice is the Libra card. But you know, you can see the scales there. So it's about coming into balance, and also the Sword, which is very much about truth and being in one's integrity, being authentic. And so it's just remember, you know, if you feel like you're not doing that, or something comes up that, you know, it's always about being true and honest, being transparent, and going with that, and also seeing, you know, where is it that things may not be balanced in your life, and how can you address that to bring things back into that space. So that's what I'm getting from that. And then this is a card that came out, which is like the 9 of Wands. And so with this card, you can see that, you know, this guy looks a bit battered. He's gone through the walls and is a bit sort of fatigued from it all. And so it's almost like, if you're feeling that way, it's okay. Like, you know, we all have these moments where life is challenging, and you know, I feel like it's something that it's almost like we get challenged on such a regular basis now. It's no longer, oh, you get a week off and then you get back into it. It's like, no, it's a constant practice that we're having to do now, to you know, uncovering the layers and coming back into ourselves and moving out of fear and back into love. You know, it's something that we have to be very aware of. And so if you're feeling a bit tired from it all, it's you mentioned it as well, Denise, about honoring yourself and being, you know, really nurturing and being caring to yourself. Because it's really, you know, easy to go into that space of, oh no, keep going, and almost, you know, it's giving yourself permission to look after yourself in a really loving way. And that is, when you do that, that's what you do for everyone else as well. You give everyone else permission to do that, and that's what we need more of at this point in time.
That's great.
And then oh, we got the Knight of Wands coming through as well. And so it's almost like when we give ourselves the space to do that, to really care for ourselves and nurture ourselves, then everything moves forward. A lot of forward movement, and yeah, there's like that, rah, you know, it gives the opportunity for that to happen. And so a lot of the time, you know, we've been taught to be busy, that being busy is a good thing, but it's when we have these moments of rest and, you know, coming back, you know, being reminded of the Justice card, coming back into that balance, that's when things can move forward, because we give ourselves that space to really be. And then, you know, we get the Sun card, which is the, you know, the happy card of the tarot. You know, it's all it's about joy, and you know, it might, because of what's happening at the moment, it can feel like, you know, life is so hard, it's so challenging, but actually it's seeing the joy that we have as well in life. Yes, there's always things that are not necessarily going the way that we might like it, but there's also a lot that we have to be grateful for, that, you know, we take for granted on a regular basis. So, you know, it's having gratitude, and also finding joy in one's life, because there's always that opportunity, there's always that change in perspective that we can have to adjust to that, you know, to see that. So yeah, that's the message that is coming up today.
Perfect reminder with the last one as well. And the second one really took me really deep into this kind of a nearly dreamy kind of state as well. And it's so interesting. That's what I mean when Mercury retrograde hits for me. I just feel things differently. It's like I can feel the information rather than just hearing it and changing my being. And then I just realized also, you know, like asking these cards in a second about insights for the month of October. It's of course it's a 10 month, which is in numerology a 1, so it is about new beginnings and, you know, it's going ahead with things. And let's see what these cards have to say, what comes up, any messages and insights, anything we need to know or like to share today. The first one comes up is the question. So the question is, yeah, it is
rainbow is there too.
Yes. It is about, you know, when you look at the little fella on the other side there, I have to do it this way. This little fella. It's like looking up to the rainbow. And it is about that, you know, taking your time for a moment to reflect and actually, you know, questioning maybe as well, like, okay, how do I want to think or go along through the day, you know, to make a conscious decision, because we can always go either way, instead of what the sun card was saying as well, you know, to actually make that conscious decision to be mindful and reflect upon, in this case, in that beautiful card, upon the other fractals that are there, the other light that is there. And so that helps us to then move forward with more clarity. There's water on the card as well, a little waterfall. So it's emotional clearing coming in. I feel like it's actually a forward movement month. I really like it. That, you know, stillness first, reflection, and then we can move forward with more clarity. Yeah. Card, which is great. I like it. And the second one, like, look at this, the Queen of Laughter. Very also fitting, you know, with the sun card, because she reminds us, you know, there's a lovely community around her. It's feeling stable, and being in your heart space. It's allowing yourself to be joyful and have fun, not to feel guilty about anything. You know, that she's the number 9. I feel like right now what I hear with that is it's like the endings of the old ways. And, you know, there's nothing going to be back to normal anyway. You know, we're always changing constantly, like we are every couple of hours. So, you know, how fast everything is changing within our universe within. And to let that go and to be able to go with the flow and bring the laughter and joy in. And whenever we talked about that actually beforehand as well, when we have a little wobble, that we just make sure we look at the situations, we learn from it, we move on, you know, we don't let it drag us down for a long time. I think that alignment is it's great. More and more we master that.
Yeah.
And what else? Yeah, she's gorgeous. I take it.
Just looking at her makes me joyful. Just, you know,
And then we have another one jumping out. Hang on, I gotta dive. Yes. And returning. And it's the Fairy of Youth. So actually all of them are actually quite joyful. The Fairy of Youth, number 32. When I look at her, you know, it's very much about actually the similar thing. It's about starting again with that youthfulness and the zest and joyfulness. So more energy coming in. I feel it's more about the truth, speaking up your truth without being too worried as well. You know, because she ends up and being a 5 in numerology, and we are in the 5 years. So it's again the freedom. Again, the, you know, being able to communicate clearly, and she has a lot of community around as well. So basically, what I see is breaking down the old walls and confined cages, and be who we are, be empowered, and speak up. And I feel like all of us, we're getting more and more of the right community around us, where we
Yeah.
become true manifestors. Never forget, everything that happens in our lives, it's there for a reason. So,
Yes.
with her coming up, I feel like she's so strong, even though she's quite young and youthful, but it's like that purity that helps us to be fearless as well, not to have so
Mm,
many worries.
yes.
Yeah, I just want to.
Also, like just creating consciously, like you say, we are amazing manifestors, and it's just that in the past we've created unconsciously, and
Yeah,
then now it's like, no, we can actually create what we want from a conscious perspective.
that's right. Exactly. So important and so empowering. And I got one more card. I knew there was one more. So I just, for an outcome card of what to expect from here. And the Lord of the Forest came up. So he's number 19, which turns into one and
One.
again, that new beginning. But he reminds us also what we talked about before, to actually go outside, go into nature, really commune with your surroundings. I talk to everything. I talk to the crystals, I talk to the trees, I talk to the ocean, I talk to houses and places. And, he
Cars.
everything, exactly.
Yeah.
And, I feel like he's bringing in that understanding of communing with everything around us, especially with nature, and to help you to really feel safe and be grounded.
Oh, you got birdie. You got a friend there.
Just jump in. That's something to say about this. Yes, look at me, how beautiful I am. It's like amazing.
I wish you could
And
see him
yeah,
or her.
he's flying away. Yeah. But it's that, that actually to feel that we are truly part of everything. And even with us, there is no division. I don't, that's the biggest thing at the moment. People take sides and they have very strong opinions, but to understand we are truly one. We let
Absolutely.
go of the intensity of what that person should do or this person should do, or just we
It's the
cannot be.
separation that
The
is
separation
harmful,
is so
actually.
strong, and to do it just from your side. You can't expect it from the other side. We can only be open from our side and let it
Mm,
let it be.
let it be. Yeah. Oh,
Out in
man. I know.
Stockholm.
No, but I felt it strongly when you
we
said
would
that.
usually we would, of course. Yeah, but there the message is coming through, so that's beautiful. They go hand in hand very well, I think.
As always, amazing. We're not surprised anymore, but they always link up, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I feel so much lighter now already, like to the beginning when we had
Mm.
our catch up, and the energies can be so strong, but
Ooh,
once we're in the alignment, and it just
the
feels so
flow.
nice. And hopefully you all feel that change right now as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I felt the same thing. That's why I love doing these calls, because it just brings you right back. And we hope that you get the same thing from, we really want you to know that you're not alone, that we are community as well, even if through these videos, and hopefully at some point we get to speak to you live, and just know that, yeah, we are all here together experiencing all these different things, and you're never alone.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, it's like I want to give everybody a virtual hug.
Yeah, we're
So
sending the love
nice.
out there.
Yeah, so nice to feel that community. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you. Oh, thanks so much, everyone, for joining us and watching. We really appreciate it. Well, we love it. And thank you, Denise, for being
Thank
here
you.
as well.
Yeah, same to you. Thank you so much. This was great. Another great call and catch up. And let's see what October brings and how it's unfold for everybody.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thanks
Exciting.
for watching.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you at the next video.
That's right.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.